I'm John Bergeron, Regional Policy Manager for Western Resource Advocates. So I help lead our Colorado River work. So what we're seeing in the Colorado River this year in terms of snowpack and runoff is unfortunately what we're going to see more and more of with the effects of climate change, which is we had a decent snowpack, at least for large parts of the basin in the middle of winter and even coming out of winter, somewhere around average or close to average snowpack. But what we're seeing now in terms of runoff, in terms of that snow melting and running off into our lakes and reservoirs, is closer to 55%. So close to an average snowpack, much lower runoff. And that's the impact of a warming world, increasing temperatures, impacts on soil moisture here in the basin. And so what you see if you look at reservoir projections for our two main reservoirs, Powell and Meade, is they're not expected to fill up much at all this year. In fact, they're probably going to decline even a little bit over the next year as we see this pretty poor runoff materialize into those reservoirs. It highlights the need for a management system, a governance system that can respond to climate change, can respond to these winters and runoffs that we're seeing, something that is proactive when it comes to managing our reservoirs, something that responds to climate change and doesn't just act once reservoir levels get low, but something that takes into consideration what we're seeing with a warming world. And so the states are in this process of renegotiating this new set of guidelines, and this spring really highlights the need for a robust set of guidelines that can handle these low flow years, low runoff years, and get ahead of some of the challenges we're seeing and respond to climate change in a way that we're not just managing the system from year to year in this kind of crisis mode, but we're actually managing it proactively, sustainably, and we're integrating environmental values into that management system. So right now the federal government is in the middle of a NEPA process to develop a new set of guidelines. We need these new set of guidelines because the current set are going to be expiring, and so we have to have a new set of guidelines in place. And so the federal government, the basin states, tribes, and then a whole bunch of other stakeholders, water users, folks are in the middle of these negotiations trying to figure out what these new guidelines will look like. We need to have them in place by August of 2026, and the NEPA process takes some time, so we're kind of in a crunch to get the new guidelines in place, get them done. And here at WRA, we're advocating for guidelines that really proactively respond to climate change, help stabilize the system, and integrate environmental values throughout the operating plans for these new guidelines. And so that's what we're advocating for, is a set of guidelines that doesn't just react, but is proactive when it comes to shortages and managing the system.